Hi everyone, and welcome back to the action here at Cosmic Crit. This is your GM and podcast host, Patrick, wishing you all a Happy New Year and a happy new episode of the Starfinder Action. 2021 is going to be the biggest year for Cosmic Crit yet. You have to keep listening to this season as it's ending this year. It is going to be nothing short of full-blown TNT. I'm talking loaded dynamite in podcast form. We are very shortly away from an official announcement of what Season 4 is going to be, along with some other fun announcements for the year, like Criticon 4 and our online fundraising convention, as well as other projects and secrets we have going on. We just passed 25 episodes of our Patreon podcast, Dead Men Roll No Crits, over on Patreon. If you haven't heard, we are playing the Skull and Shackles AP converted into 2nd edition, and it has produced some of my favorite gaming moments of all time. I'm very happy I got to record that and share that with you. If you back us on Patreon, become a $5 or more patron, you get all those episodes right now. You can binge, put them into RSS feeds, and it's probably like 35 hours of content and a new episode every Sunday. That's going to do it for this week's intro. As always, I want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your support, your engagement in our online gaming Discord. And to thank you all, here is episode 166 of Cosmic Crit. And it's called Dissolved Mysteries.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
Get ready to hack and slash through multiple levels of ghoulish nightmares on our way to take on the super bad demon in this week's episode of Cosmic Diablo. I am Patrick, your GM, or as I shall be called henceforth, your gameplay min-maxer, here helping you to get all the right pieces of armor you need to take on your balls and your Mephistos and what have you. Joining me in a chorus of heroes all looking for the ability to disprove the existence of the Holy Cow level are my 5 friends and your monster point and clickers. To my right, a stealthy Strixie rogue from the Sisters of the Sightless Eyes. It's Rebecca rolling with Zinnia.
Hello.
Across from her, he's popping an elixir to shoot better to nail his next shot. It's Drew delivering Echo 7.
Stay a while and listen.
To my right, get on this large spitting terror's monster's bad side and feel his wrath. It's Tyler dredging up to Vasho.
Hello, Patrick.
Across from him, the warrior swings a mighty blade, but this sorcerer has magic to shoot to boot. It's Jabert playing a stressed.
I'm a witch doctor.
And across the digital table, this little pot of health has a space ball of mana to survive the fray. Why, it's Miles mixing up with Sprouts.
Good evening.
Yeah, guess what game I don't want to go back to is the first Diablo ever. It's so hard.
Oh man,
I played so much Diablo 3 though.
I played
Like
Diablo
tons
2
and
is where it's at.
I played a lot of the first Diablo. Just so way too much of it.
Wait, is it Diablo 3? Is that what I played, or 2?
Yes.
2?
You played
Diablo
3.
3 is
3?
the most recent.
Okay.
Yeah, good times. Probably more to go off of for an intro if I had done 2 or 3. There's only like 3 playable classes in that first one, which is like, how many did they end up with in 3?
Oh gosh, because they kept adding them.
Yeah,
they added a bunch.
I feel like it started with 6, and they've added like 2 or 3 more since then.
yeah, it sounds about right. I feel like that's the same. Maybe they started with 5 in Diablo 2 and then added some more in. Anyway, hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back, Cosmic Crit. We're doing a podcast now.
Whoa,
Hooray.
this is a podcast? What?
Yeah, who would have thought, right? Here we are. You guys want to get to playing this week?
Meh.
Playing some Starfinder?
Oh yeah, I gotta know what happens when you set off the big bombs.
Big bombs shutting down the tunnels. Well, before we figure out where you're going from here, let's figure out where you're coming from. Indeed, talk to Sprouts Marlowe and figure out what happened last time on Cosmic Crit.
Great. Here we are. Party split. Each of us going against some hard-hitting bugs. So we can plant these here bombs. The swarm got the licks in, but we squashed them all the same. We reconvened to catch our collective breath before splitting up again. I don't know what our teammates had to deal with, but what came at us? Well, let's just say last time we came up against one, I had a mech to deal with it. Fortunately, our aim was dead on. And well, there's one less big bug in the world. We planted the bombs and hightailed it out of there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you guys collapsed four of the main tunnels that kind of bridge together areas of the Forever Reliquary to slow down the advancing swarm. And it's high time you got back to the main temple to see how things are going. And in like the main entrance leading up to it, your Han bodyguards who've taken quite a licking will start to slow down, and maybe Kiarath will say, "It's like we cannot keep up with you all for much longer. We have taken much damage. Do you all not need to rest?"
Let me look. Oh, no, Sprouse does not.
That's a great question, actually.
I was about to say, does anybody need to
just take a look?
Take a 10 minutes?
I feel like Tyler was about to die.
Devasha probably sucking a little bit of wind. Wouldn't mind, he would say, I think a short break would be wise.
Cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind trading a little time for some SP.
They will, begin to bandage one another's wounds as well, as they rest up there. And after 10 minutes, you guys can get your SP back here and collect yourselves. They'll, put clawed hands on your shoulders and say, we will guard the entrance. We will make sure no one gets inside. You can trust us. And as you're saying farewells, perhaps Mirschmir will come up to you and says, we have stopped off all the major entrance points. Your demolitions in those tunnels will have given Tuva the time she needs to complete the ritual, but I'm sad to report back the swarm is burrowing in all over the place. I think there's something big that might have gotten past our defensive lines. You must get to the temple and guard Tuva. She will need your help, and we will make sure nothing else gets through the rest of the corridors here.
We will see it done. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. That's me running down the corridor. Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip.
Yeah, it's only a few minutes.
He's wearing Swedish clogs again. Man, always with the Swedish clogs. Get him off.
Well, your stealth check is 0.
That's right. I just got back from my trip to the Space Netherlands, and so
yeah, they make sure in clogs. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's only a few minutes to get back to the main temple here, but as soon as you get to the huge doors that cover it, you can see there is a massive gaping hole in the doors, the edges dripping with hot acid. And as you get into the chamber, you see Tuva on the dais in front of the huge Hylaxian statue. Still the energy of the crown of Hylax kind of surrounding both of them in an amber light. But on the dais with her is a large creature, a swarm creature, just salivating in front of Tuva and the crown. Let me show you the art for this thing. And we've got some art. This is from Alien Archive 3.
Aww.
This critter.
Definitely salivating.
It's cute.
But there's art from the AP, which I enjoy as well, just off to the right here. Bloop.
That's less cute.
That's that.
Yeah, just the thing in action. You see Tuva in the background there, kind of summon up some magic. Right.
So now we get a hint of what this thing's abilities are.
Yeah, guys, this might have an acid breath or an acid spray.
It might have an acid barf of some sort.
It might have burnt a massive hole through the temple doors with whatever delicious acid powers it does have. We'll figure that out if you can figure out what its name is. But in order to do that, we've got to get into initiative turn order.
Looks like one of the few times that I really don't want to low roll initiative.
Oh, yeah. Be great to not goof this one. Tyler, what'd you get?
I mean, I got a 6.
Could be worse.
Could be worse. Oh, wait. No, I rolled higher than that. I rolled an 8, Patrick. I did 2 better than a 6.
Oh, you rolled an 8 on the dice. Yeah, 9 total looks like.
9 total.
Oh, no.
Patrick, can you add me to the turn order?
Oh, that I can. What did you roll, Jabert?
15.
Okay, not
Very average. Very middle of the pack.
not bad, not great.
I feel like Zinnia is always the leader of the pack. Jabert's always holding down the middle of the pack. And if there was a song called Bottom of the Pack, Devasho is probably the lead singer on that one.
This is the bottom of the pack.
Vroom, vroom.
Except instead of vroom vroom, it'd be like just sputtering.
So I sound like Speed Buggy.
Yeah.
Great. We are in initiative turn order. Zinnia, you are up here at the front. This thing seems to be kind of looking you all over, kind of calculating as it looks back towards Tuva right behind it. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I think she could probably put 2 and 2 together about the door, but would like to try to recall whether she has ever read about these things in her textbooks back at the university. 36. Nope, 39.
Right here. So that is, yes, not including -5 for your xenobiology capabilities. That'll give you 2 pieces of information about the 15-foot large swarm dissolver creature that stands in front of you about 100 feet away.
That gives us some hints, I think.
80 feet away.
That's
Does the
fitting
token
name.
need to be bigger?
His name is Swarm Dissolver. Nope, it's a large creature.
Oh, I thought you
Just
said
about,
15 foot. Okay, you said 15 foot and that confused me.
Yeah, it's taller than it is long. You
Gotcha.
can stand up. It does have looks like very strong kind of climbing arms on it. And it has wings on its back, but it doesn't look like they'd be able to carry this thing. What would you like to know, Rebecca?
Does it have any special attacks besides, vomiting acid at doors?
You don't know for a fact that it has that, but these creatures do have a special attack with its vestigial wings called Wing Gust. As a standard action, can create a powerful gust of wind to push creatures away, potentially knock them prone. There's a 30-foot cone activated ability.
Objection, Your Honor. If your wings are vestigial and never used, they would not have the muscle capability of blowing people over. That's bad science.
If this guy can't fly with his wings, he can't blow over 300-pound creatures.
Guess what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna add something to you here. I don't think anything that can fly really has the power in its wings to knock things over.
If you were to tell me a dragon
like
could, I'd be like, they're dragons. Yeah,
I think it's like a different kind of wing motion. It can't attain liftoff, but it can make a lot of
There could be
clear out area around it.
There could be some magic in them wings or something. We don't know.
There is not. I can tell you, it's an extraordinary ability, not supernatural.
the one opportunity.
I'm sure Xenia could give you a lecture later on how this is possible in this particular swarm.
we're in
but for
combat.
right now.
What else?
So I get one more piece of information, right?
One more, yeah. You've
I know
this is a high level
it's-
creature, but you've just beaten its that DC, and your xenobiology gives you basically one freebie.
Okay, can I know its EAC?
Is that what you want to know? Really? It's gonna bum you out, Rebecca. EAC is 24.
24. Oh man.
4. I just told you it's gonna bum you out. You don't want to know.
So,
what do you
26?
what do you want to do for your action?
Well, I want to stay 30 feet away from it. I know that. But
knocked out
she
of
is
the air?
going to. Oh, I could try to put an inhibitor on it. bring that AC down a little bit, maybe.
Does inhibitor stack with flat-footed?
Yes, it's a penalty to AC. It doesn't make you flat-footed. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
Yay! Well, that's excellent then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to do that. So,
Can you do a trick
I need
attack
to get
with the
a little bit
inhibitor
closer.
dart?
I couldn't I? With my needler pistol? No, I can't. Right? I can't remember. Doesn't it have to be a certain kind of pistol to be able to use trick attack, or no?
It just needs to be a small arm to do it. The question is, does it need to be a special kind of attack to, fire your special inhibitor? I think that would be the question.
I think it's just an injection bolt, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think particularly there is. I think this is a question that came up when we were looking at them. I'm pretty sure you can. What is the range on your needler pistol?
40. So I would have to move up.
You're about 80 feet away, it looks like. 75.
Yeah, so if I move, let's see, I can move 30 feet. Oh gosh.
So moving.
So I can move here and be 45 feet away.
Okay, so just outside that first range increment.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard to hit though. Well, I don't think I have much choice. So I'll come up as far as I can and take an attempt to hit with my needler pistol. Oh, that's only a 15 to hit, so I don't think that's going to do it.
Yeah, trick failed, and that is a miss. Echo 7 next in the turn order.
This is not a great spot to be in, is it? Let's see. Okay. Echo 7 is just going to move up here, which I think is going to leave me in a decent enough position. Yeah, should be good. All right, and take a shot with the Gellid Hail Cannon.
All right, so you're moving up about 30 feet as well, getting within range and taking a shot.
It's an 18 to hit.
Ooh, the bad rolls all around here so far. 4 on the dice is a miss as shot goes wide and kind of bursts over the top of the temple here. Oakley dokley. Oh, move and a shot. Sprouts Marlowe.
Okay.
You've moved up with Echo here.
Yes, on my trusty steed, but not close enough for my pistol. So the question is, do I want to move up further?
And you're just outside, what, the first increment or second? It's like you're about 50 feet away.
So second.
Okay. So a little difficult there. Do you want to chance it and get yourself the closest to this creature?
See, that's the thing.
There's the rub.
At that point, you're hoping that Tress beats out its initiative roll and gets further
which
than
he 100% does not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely.
I'm no, because Patrick rolled a 17 on the dice, so.
Oh, well, then he definitely didn't.
I'm trying to think of what Sprouts would do. If he would hold and be cool and collected, or if he would kind of try to sneak up around the side and pop a shot. That seems to be a move he would make.
Seems Sproutsian.
It just doesn't. I don't know if it's a move that I want him to make.
The clash of interests.
So I'm going to go against my better judgment, and I think move Sprouts. Let's see. I guess about right up north, just about to the foot of the stage here.
Yeah. Okay, you can still see it. It's a fairly large creature.
And he's targeted him as he's made this way, and oh boy, here we go. He readies his gun and takes a shot. Oh gosh!
Yeah, baby!
Heyo, starting this combat off with crit.
That's a CR 18.
So tricked and critted. Shout out real quick to Patreon subscribers. Thankfully, actually, let me get a new one. We've had so many in the month of December. I guess in the last month, I should say. Eric T, who just joined up, I guess when we're recording this like a week ago. Thanks so much. If you're listening to Cosmic Crit or Devin Roll No Crits, we appreciate you. How much damage are we talking here?
All right, so the trick does 22.
Ooh.
The attack, the regular attack is 12 with 9 plus 1d8. So let me roll that.
Yeah, so that's the burn condition. Go ahead and roll the trick damage again, and we'll have the Toto.
Okay. Here, 1 second. Oh.
So we need another 4d8.
So it's 18.
Okay, wow. So, I mean, talking about, 61 points of damage in total?
Yeah.
Hot damn water.
You do see there is a bit of resistance on some of that, but not a lot of it. Not enough to keep this thing from hating your guts.
I think Sprouts would be a little surprised that his shot went off so well. It would become one of those, like, did I do that kind of moments?
big old blast this thing's hide. But don't worry, that just means that you've made a good friend.
Oh, no. I made such a mistake.
Yeah, it's just going to move.
Just a reminder, we don't know when this thing is in the turn order. Oh, it's now.
Yeah, he rolled a 17, so.
I've been holding it back. I rolled higher than all you guys. I was just waiting for you to get up close and get into a fun squeezable range, I'll call it. Because it's gonna move within a slam attack range, and it's gonna bring down one of its huge clawed hands and try and squash this plant. Wow. Natural 1.
Oh, so cool.
Natural 2 on the dice.
I think he's still gonna hit you.
I think
Yeah,
it is
it's
too.
a 30. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Toot toot kaboom.
That's some
all right.
nonsense. That is some nonsense.
We'll get some damage back to you, just a little bit. How about 30 points of bludgeoning damage? Does that sound mild?
You love it when they make these monsters and they're like, okay, well, we really don't want this monster to ever miss. So what kind of bonus should we give it?
Yeah.
30.
Good times. That's it's actually it doesn't even need to get that close. It's only about 5 feet up on the thing. That is its entire turn as it moved and attacked, and we are going to Tress next in the turn order.
All right, I'm running forward, and I'm going to cast a spell. Casting Defrex Hardiness on myself.
Oh, it's a classic. Alrighty, and Devasho.
Well, I obviously cannot clear nearly 70 feet in a single move. So we're going to move as far as we really can. Which I can't quite move as far as I really can because that would make me on top of Trest. So we're going to be right behind Trest.
Oh, no.
And then we're going to align the shield to the bug.
Okay, that is turn 1, right? So then we are moving back to Zinnia, back to Rebecca.
All right, Zinnia is going to fly. Would it be wise to get some vertical distance, or maybe not?
It's up to you. If you get within 30 feet of this thing, it could potentially knock you out the air, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I might just back up, kind of, I don't know, hover up, like, you know, even with the dais, but back a bit. So I'll be 40 feet away where I am placed currently. But this time her needler pistol is not doing a whole lot of good. So I think she's going to, although if I can get that off, I could make it easier for other people.
Whole lot easier, yeah.
So I guess I ought to keep trying with my needler pistol. Hopefully I'll roll better this time. We shall see. Nope. It's a 16.
You're in a slump.
Trick would have gone off, yeah, but no hit here, so no action. Echo 7, onto you. Your little buddy's getting mauled, getting plant handled.
Uh-oh.
What you got to say about that?
So Echo 7 is going to do something very dumb and run right up here next to his buddy.
Oh, no. It's very dumb. I love it, Drew. You're getting in a defensive position. Standing over Sprouts.
Getting in an offensive position as I take a shot with the hail cannon.
Now this will provoke an attack of opportunity.
Is it not flat-footed?
Your trick went off. Right, is correct. Let's take Zinnius. You have it for the end of Sprout's turn, but you're taking a shot right next to him. Go right ahead.
Take 29 to hit.
That is a hit
for 20 points of damage.
Hit against KAC, and that is both cold and piercing damage. Oh yeah, that's all going through, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Ouch. Oh, don't like that one bit. Sprouts Marlowe, on to you. You've got a friend who's willing to lay down his life to get all up in your biz.
Yeah, we're in the same square, so I imagine he kind of let Sprouts pop back up into his position. So we're doing the whole, Rocket and Groot thing. So Sprouts ain't going nowhere. He's not leaving.
There's like a little ladder on the side of Echo 7 now. That's canon.
So Sprouts is going to take another shot at this big old boy. CR6, the trick does not go off, but that's a 27 to hit.
That is a hit. Yeah, this one much more of a glancing blow than your previous attack. So a little bit of that damage going through, but not enough to really sting. But I'm going to take my turn now, and because you guys are both right next to this thing, what do we want to do next?
Die.
I think. Are we within range? Yeah. This thing is actually going to move a little bit on the dais and line things up so it can make a line attack. And unfortunately, I think just hit Trest, not Devasho. But this is a jet of acid, corrosive jet that has the line capability. Actually, I looked this up earlier. Does the line go back past its range at all? I guess it can, right?
Past its range? No,
yeah,
not at all. I don't think so. I mean,
that's one thing I wanted to look up.
Yeah, that might actually be worth looking up. A line weapon can't damage targets beyond its listed range.
So, only ones in range right now are Sprouts, Echo 7, and Tress, who are going to attack in that order with the way the line weapon works. It's just a single D20 attack, and it goes against EACs in those orders until it misses someone. But this is against EAC, so let's see how it goes. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, that was scary.
And that's a bad hit.
It wanted to be a 20, but it is just a 14 on the dice. We're going to let it stand for a 37, which I'm pretty sure everyone's EAC is getting scorched with some acid damage here. Not that much. It is 28 points of, it's actually half acid and half fire damage if you have resistance to either of those.
Is it 28 points?
Yes, 28 points, acid and fire, as your armor just lights up with corrosive hot spots where you see it kind of like flaring to life as it burns and boils, getting down to the molecular kind of base. Trest, we are back to you after that. Dissolver, living up to its name, dissolving stuff.
All right, I'm going to go dissolve it. I'm moving up into range.
How dare you? No.
Yeah.
All right. So you're at the base of the dais here. And that will provoke an attack of opportunity. I swear it will this time.
All right.
Right? Because
Yes.
We missed the trick last turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Making a
You can only miss on a 1. So, okay. So you take 8 points of damage.
Oh no! You take damage too, though.
Yay. You've fallen right into my trap, you foolish fool.
So deflex hardness, you're hitting you. It's hitting spikes and things coming out of your armor now. Okay, and you get are taking 35 points of damage from its slam. Oh yeah, serious boss action. All right, but it taking that 8 points of damage, that sends it into an anger mode. It is very angry from taking that. We'll see who he attacks next turn. But what do you have for your standard?
I'm attacking with a sword.
Oh, a classic Tress move.
Classic.
Magical sword.
25 to hit.
Ooh, against KAC.
Yeah.
That is a miss.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh, so close. Need some injections. Need some tricks.
Yep.
Devasho, onto you.
Okay. I will not waste the opportunity that Trest has given. I don't think the thing has multiple attacks of opportunity, and it better not, because we're going to go flying past it to get behind it.
Do you have a jetpack?
Flying is in
Oh, just
moving quickly.
running.
Yeah.
Using a double move action. That's all I
Devasho's
can
wings
do.
are also vestigial, so
Okay.
And yeah, that's it.
Zinnia, back to you, turn 3.
All right, this isn't going particularly well, but I guess I'll keep trying with my needler pistol. I'm gonna move forward just a little bit. I am still up in the air, though. I think she's about 15 feet up.
Okay.
It's a 22 to hit.
That is a miss, as we know, against the EACs. Are you so firing the
It'd be-
needler?
Yeah, it'd be a KAC anyway.
I'm so sorry,
I
Rebecca.
know.
Echo
I know.
7, onto you.
it's already used its attack of opportunity this round, right?
Oh, so it has.
Hail cannon, baby, heavy fire.
Yeah, who needs making things flat-footed if you just take it away its attack of opportunity by making it get used?
That is a
All right, what we got?
26 to hit.
Ooh, that's a hit.
All right, so that's 17 plus 4 for a 21.
Yes.
Should know. I've been helping a 9-year-old do math for
Oh, my.
6 months. I should
new
know
math.
this stuff.
Oh boy, that is a hit, and that will make this creature bloodied. As another Gelid hit, 2 in a row, scorching this thing, freezing it down its side. No resistances to that. I need to whoop. I think it could only miss here on a 1. I'm sorry, I needed to figure in that burn damage from Miles' trick attack. You rolled a 2 on that, right, Miles?
On the last
burn,
trick.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was able to put that out on this turn, but it took that 2, and just so we got everyone here. All right. Yeah, it's still up and angry, and it's your turn, Miles.
All right, so Sprouts is going to try to give it too many targets, so he's going to kind of leap off of Echo in a really cool fashion, breaking towards the dais and kind of on the opposite side of where Devasho is. So this creature's more or less surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
He's targeted the creature, and so he is going to take another shot with his plasma pistol. And that is a CR8, so that does not work. 32 to hit.
What dice are you looking at here?
The 21 miles.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong.
Are you looking back at your
Yes,
your
I was.
greatest hits? your crit?
I was going back to see what you were referring to
Right.
before, and I was. It's 21 to hit. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a miss.
That's a miss.
Oh, that's a miss. Okay, we have got about 3 people within range of the Dissolver, Interest, Echo 7, and Devasho. I think it might move back a little bit, but I'm not sure. Let's see what the old AP says here. I think. I'll use all of its fun abilities. Yeah, let's do. I guess it doesn't really need it to move too far to do this. It's going to kind of step down a little bit off the dais towards the stairs here, and it's going to use its wing gust attack on Trest, Echo 7, and Sprouts. So it's teeny wings on its back. You look at them and then like they multiply like times 4. It looks like there's a whole bunch of them. And as a standard action, it rapidly beats them towards the ground. With the air around you kind of swelling up, it feels like you are being knocked on your feet. Go ahead and make me a reflex save. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we got some bad rolls here. Oh, I got 7s, all right. You've rolled a 20. Devasho, you did not need to roll, but you're just doing so for good luck. and
just thought he burned a 20.
I'm sorry. We need to time out for just a second here. Tyler did not need to roll. Did not at all need to roll. It was not targeting him. Tyler, I want you to tell the wonderful listeners of Cosmic Crit what you rolled for this reflex save, which, remind me, reflex is Devasho's worst save?
Yeah.
It's painful.
This is worst save.
20.
And what did you roll on the dice, Tyler?
Oh, I rolled a natural 20, Drew.
Yeah. Ooh. So, good job. Way to work.
Way to rub it in, Drew.
I just
made this.
My brain heard Patrick describe the thing as beating its wings into the ground, and I was like, oh, so it's like a conical attack. I ignored
it is
him telling us what the targets were. I just in my mind,
Tyler, do you know what a cone is?
And I went, well, I need to roll. No. I'm only 5 feet
Maybe
away.
he thought the cone was like on top of the monster,
like a cone of silence.
This thing you also know that cannot affect
large. If you beat your wings straight down, you don't create a gust in a singular direction. It hits the ground and spreads all out. So I don't
have that much experience beating my wings, so you know.
Trest and Sprouts failed at this save, so you guys are knocked prone and back 10 feet from the dissolver. That is its entire turn, though. Trest, you are back at it and on your turn here. 10 feet away from it on your back.
All right, I'll do my guaranteed damage by standing up and moving in.
No, that means you might get guaranteed as well. It's going to take that.
You are guaranteed to hit me. So
I can roll a 1.
Yeah, you can technically roll a 1.
Oh, it was almost. It was 19 on the dice, but almost rolled the 1. Okay. Damage coming at you in the form of another 35, and I'm taking another 8.
That's right. Oh, right.
You're taking away those attacks of opportunity for your teammates.
Yeah, and I'm soaking up. I'm taking advantage of that 8 DR as well. So,
oh, that's a good point. Yeah, but you are also the party's tank, right?
Not at all. Not even a little.
Don't you have the highest armor class of everyone?
No, these hits? Not even a little bit. I'm like third. I'm like third here.
Speaking of tanks, Devasho, Tyler, you're next.
There's no such thing as a Solarian tank, but I might be the nearest thing to it. I'm looking something. Oh my gosh, what are they? Jabert, did you go into hit point damage?
Yes.
Excellent.
Is it time?
Yeah, I had to pull up. I defined the Trox race bonuses. Okay, cool. So when an ally goes into, I'm pretty sure this is going to fall under a significant enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I can go into a frenzy, gaining some bonus to melee attack rolls, which I desperately need. And there is a minus to AC here, but I think we've already established that AC is kind of superfluous at this point.
Yeah.
So I don't. Am I flanking with Trest right now?
No. You'd have to take a move.
But he wouldn't be able to take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
You got that going for you.
That's true. Can I even stand half on? Because there seems to be a ledge here. I mean, I'd have to move.
Yeah, I mean, he 5 foot stepped into a.
It's like 5 foot, so I mean, you can step off the side a little bit there and get through the opposite side from where Tress is standing.
Okay, I'll do so.
And what else?
A whopping +4 to this.
Mm-hmm. So this is your attack, shield attack. Oh no!
Oh no, this is
Talon attack. Oh well, you don't need no bonuses when you roll 18 on the die. That's a hit.
19 acid going through all your stuff.
Ooh, 19.
Oh wait, 20. Apologies.
You got one more on there?
Yes.
All right. He's still up and still very dangerous as we go to turn 4. Zinnia, Rebecca, you gotta get in this fight.
No.
They need you.
Like, I'm not sure they do, actually. They seem to be doing all right. I am going to
doing the opposite of all right.
I promise you, I'm not doing all right.
I want to stay away
you can
from
kill it right now. That'd be great. That'd be great.
I'll try. I'll try my best just for you, Jabert.
If you can get a Sprouts like crit, that might end this combat. But
that would be awesome. It's not going to happen. I am putting my Needler pistol away. It is not doing well, so I'm taking out my Thunderstrike. And that's only a 14.
Oh no! Did you take
Zinnia
Tyler's?
is so pointless.
Did you take Tyler's dice this week?
I was about to say this is a straight up Tyler effort you're putting out tonight.
This is Tyler trying to make first contact effort. Echo 7, we are on to you next. It does not have its attack of opportunity thanks to Squadron Leader Trest. What would you like to do?
I'm going to take a shot with heavy fire.
All right, third time's a charm here. Gotten 2 hits so far.
It's a 27 to hit.
Mark it for 3 hits.
Only 15 points of damage, though.
Wait, I thought you got your strength. So 19?
Oh, yes,
Yep.
19. Thank you.
Yeah, let's add all that good juju in. Okay, still up, but it has taken so much cold damage from you. I'm just every time I go back to its resistance, I'm just like, are you sure you don't got cold resistance as well? No, okay.
No, they went for the fire resistance, which is a great resistance.
Classic. Sprouts Marlowe, on to you.
Well, so Sprouts has been, knocked prone, and he feels the ground super comfortable. So he's going to take a nap.
Pretend like you're dead.
No, so do I just need do a resolve point to get up, or?
No, it's just a move action to get up. If you want, you can shoot from prone position. No problem.
Can I also do a trick from prone position?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, well then he's just gonna kind of look up and lift his hand and take a shot. He's been knocked around a lot this fight. He's into HP damage. He's
You're a little out of range there, but that is quite all right. All you need to do is roll some of those big numbers you did at the beginning of the combat.
Oh, that's all.
That's it. Go ahead and make that trick.
CR 17 or lower, but it does not matter because that attack is garbage.
3 on the dice as well. Another 3. What are you guys doing, operatives? You got to roll good.
Patrick, we just want to see more of this interesting creature's special, unique combat abilities.
That's all anyone wants.
I've used Wing Gust and Corrosive Jet, so I've done my due diligence as a GM, and now it's time to just beat you all senseless. Devasho did a good amount of damage there. I think it's learned that it's taken damage from hitting a Tress, so I think we're going attack against Devasho and an attack against Echo 7 here. 2 attacks in that order, Devasho and Echo 7.
That's not cool.
Devasho, maybe it's not going to do it. What's your armor class right now?
32.
Is that with the negatives of your rage?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Because that is going to be a miss with a 4 on the dice. And the 10 is going to be a hit against you, Drew.
I think it's a 24k AC. That's astronomical.
Yes, I've rolled a 10 on this dice, and that will be thankfully enough. Let me roll some damage for you. Oh, I don't like to see that. That's almost max 38 points of damage.
You don't like to see that.
Trying to knock you just straight into the ground. You know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. I've got a book reroll, and I keep forgetting to use it.
I was like, I'm not going to believe you were letting that 4 stand.
Can't use it on a 1. Tyler, let's get you in this game, buddy. Let's reroll. 14 on the dice. It's like that. You get some damage too, buddy.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, but nearly minimum though. Boo earns 27 points bludgeoning damage, and that's going to bring you to Trest, who I'm sure is a little angry after the last couple turns and ready to give this creature back some what for.
Oh, I'm doing it. All right. I am going to ensorcel my blade, and I am going to use the power of teamwork with my 2 friends to use my once per day communalism ability. I'm rolling twice, taking the bet.
Heck yeah.
Everyone use your racial abilities on these attacks. Let's go.
Thank goodness. Here we go.
Oh,
One
6
more.
on the dice. Let's re-roll that.
You are flanking.
Yeah.
That's what we
37. Natural 20.
Yes! Reaching out through the psychic brainwaves, you find the opportune moment to strike. And strike you do with your solar blade.
50 points of damage.
Oh, that is enough to cut this thing in half.
The power of teamwork.
Out of combat.
It's the return of Christmas Part 2.
It's like 37 hit points left thereabout. I gave it a little extra. I was like, these guys can handle this. With 2 crits, you can. Oh,
man.
Boy, howdy. Real quick, before we're out of combat officially, another Patreon shout out to another new member, just named Wheeze. W-E-E-Z.
Thanks, Wheeze.
That's one you're not going to be confused with anyone else for. Wheeze, thanks so much for backing us on Patreon and I guess killing the boss of book 4.
Making me want to do a Polly Shore impression, yeah.
I'm the Wheeze.
Oh, Wheeze and
I'm
the
using
Juice.
The Wheeze.
I'm traumatized because Wheeze just makes me think of wheezing, and I hated fighting wheezing in Pokemon because it knew self-destruct, and it would just blow up your favorite Pokemon. Didn't care.
All right, you done there, Tyler?
Yeah.
Shout out to Pokemon.
I feel you
Generation
there. I feel
one.
you, Tyler.
So
Cool story,
Sprouts
bro.
definitely needs a 10-minute rest because he's on the ground. He's hurt.
As does Echo 7.
Zinnia would be happy to, I don't know, use medicine checks or whatever if helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I was only took I think 2 HP damage, so that would probably help me out a lot.
Yeah, you'll be fine then. Right, so you guys can kind of rest up a little bit here as some more monks will enter the back of the chamber and try and set up a little defensive ring around Tuva. You see another team come in a few minutes later, perhaps with Mirschmir and Rakrant at the front, and they set about placing explosives on in the back of the chamber. You can see a hole where I guess it would be out in the hallway where the dissolver kind of made its way through the Forever Reliquary. And you hear the explosion nearby as that hole is plugged as well. And I'm gonna we've got a couple seconds here. I'm gonna drop myself a little level 1 heal spell on myself. Okay, well, whatever. That's fine. That's a little HP. But how much HP were you down? 10. And so, okay. I had like a 50% chance of getting it all back, but I rolled a 1 on my D8. So who needs
what
it
would
all
first
back?
aid do? Can I help with first aid?
It's yeah. I mean, yeah. I was just doing that just in case there was any sort of a time sensitive thing here.
No, I mean, you guys get a little bit of a reprieve here. It doesn't seem like there's any other combat that you can hear nearby, and you can observe Tuva. It seems like the magic is beginning to die down as it seemed to have cycled up while you guys were in combat, and it's now kind of slowly humming and coming back to Earth. And after a few minutes has diminished about half in its intensity, the light and kind of sounds it's giving off. Kiarth and Yachurn and Nurich will come in after a few minutes here and kind of guard the doors to the temple. And Mirshmir will come up to you all and see to your wounds as well. Make sure you guys have got what you need. But yeah, you guys can take a 10-minute break, no problem. And at the end of it, Tuva's magic will have completely died out, and eventually the light in her eyes will kind of go away in this magical shimmer. And now only the crown is faintly glowing in her hands. And she'll say, It is done. Well, what has happened here? She sees the swarm corpse in front of the sacred dais of Hylax.
You were attacked while you were completing the ritual. We did what we could to defend you. And I'm stuff like some goop back into my wounds.
You are hurt. Can I be of assistance?
I think yeah. If Zinnia offers, maybe Trest is being tended to by her ministrations. If that is a thing she's willing to do.
Yeah. So, I was actually surprised. I don't know if she has. She is a mystic as well in her own, but she's the mind linky kind of
the psychic version.
Yeah, the empath connection is what it is. Yeah, so it doesn't have like a base heal spell. She does have lesser resto though. That's nice. She's going to just stab you with some healing for you get all your healing back.
Okay,
Chipper.
Thank you.
Mark II healing. Does anybody else need down some hit points?
I mean, if Rebecca took care of me, then I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Did you get down into HP, Drew?
Nope, I did not.
Okay, so yeah, there's a couple hits here, but you guys were mostly superficial to your armor and things like that, is eaten away by acid and these massive clawed attacks this thing had. Mirshmir will come up to you all, and as he sees Tuva's back on her feet and says, the readout shows, unfortunately, that was only the first wave of ships. There are 2 more following and 3 others in orbit around the Forever Reliquary. And sadly, it doesn't look like escape is going to be possible.
So then we defend.
Tuva kind of like looks all of you over fairly grimly, then over to her fellow acolytes, to the Han soldiers of Hylax and some parishioners who have taken up here and taken up arms for her goddess. And she looks at you and says, no, we defend you. It is time we find out how exactly the prophecy will unfold. And I dearly hope that you 5 will succeed in Hylax's name. I feel like I did not get enough of a chance to know you all, especially you, Devasho. While we have not had the most time together, it is imperative you survive and get back to that family of yours. She will put a clawed hand on your shoulder and kind of embrace you in a hug.
He reciprocates and just looks at Tuva and says,
I wish there was more we could do here, but I understand what we need to do. I wish you all the luck, and I hope Hylax.
I don't know, he's kind of at a loss for words, because he knows it's kind of bleak, and maybe he just, claps her on the shoulder as well.
She takes the crown of Hylax and kind of gestures for you guys to kind of like form a circle. She'll say, join hands. When you take the crown and I speak a final prayer, you'll be transported bodily to an odd realm of strange psychic energy that my abilities cannot foresee. I do not know exactly what awaits you there or what exactly you will need to do with the artifact, but I'm certain Hylax will show you the way and return you to the material plane once you have completed your mission.
I guess.
When we return to the material plane, will we return here, or do you know?
That is an unseen part of my prophecy. I do not know.
We won't let you down, Tuva. We will return, and we will bring what aid we can.
Trest, I apologize that I was not able to connect with you amongst your squad at all. I hear of your story and I know of your past. I know you have leaned heavily away from Hylax's graces in the past, but she has not shied away from you.
There is you have been busy, and I know this, and we will speak on these matters when we return.
Let this do you much good. Take this and let it give you strength in her name. She just kind of plucks an Aeon stone from her, like a brooch she's wearing. You can tell indeed it is shimmering with magical powers here as I guess she'll take the entire brooch off and just kind of pin it to you. This is a pearly white spindle Aeon stone, which it's one of those big beefy ones. It gives you increases your caster level by 1 for spells that care about that kind of thing.
That's nice.
Is the only spellcaster a fish. She parks that on you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Does anybody
use it to Hylax's honor?
Or you can pawn it, whatever you need to do.
It's yours. Cool.
It's worth a good amount of creds. I don't know if they have those in the psychic realm. We'll figure it out. Do you guys have...
Before we hold hands, can I grab a sample of this swarm guy? I forgot to mention that I wanted to.
Oh, yeah. You could have been doing that in this 10-minute break, Rebecca. Just
After you do that,
well, that's what Zinni would be doing.
Just
I
make
don't
sure
want to hold her hand.
Just make sure you wear gloves.
Somebody else's. I just imagine Zinni's hands covered in, I don't know,
She has
swarm.
hand sanitizer. Come on, it's the future.
No, it's the visual that I cannot get out of my head.
Sprouts would also space himself away from Zinnia.
Just imagine an owl just like ripping the guts open of a creature and being like, "What, guys? This is how we roll."
just sitting in the
Why is
background.
this such a big deal?
Sprouts would probably say something like to Tuvok that's like, listen, hokey religions and ancient weapons aren't really my thing, but you people are right. If you ever need anything else, give us a call.
She'll lay a clawed finger on your shoulder, just like a teeny one, and say, they will definitely need you. I've seen in the visions that you are much more than you represent yourself to be in your squadron, young plant. You are their heart. You will keep them true and on the right path, I can tell.
Sprouts just kind of tips his hat.
There's nothing more important, you understand, than stopping this god host. If I and my people must give our lives to prevent that destruction that I've seen in my nightmares, we will gladly do so in Hylax's name. But as I said, my prophecies, if they can come true, I have seen in my visions an outcome of your choices, Echo 7. Your choices will potentially lead your squadron and all of us to meet again in the green fields of Susquehanna on some far-off date. Please see to it that these prophecies come true and you and your squad make it out alive.
Echo 7 tilts his head confusingly and just nods in agreement.
Mirschmir and some of the other of the Sacred Council, do you have weapons drawn up or holding them up and getting to defensive positions kind of like near the doors? they'll give you fond farewells and tell you that they will indeed guard Tuva and the temple here with their dying breath. And yeah, as you guys get ready, she will have you all join hands, and her face becomes very serene, despite maybe like some background chatter of, the second squadrons are landing, the second planes. She intones a brief prayer in her native language, then in Shirin for Hylax, and then all of a sudden, the magic that you saw working around her and the crown before now seems to surround all of you, and the room suddenly kind of shifts a little bit to lose focus of anything else outside of the dais here. The colors outside of it begin to turn slightly off, and edges of objects seem to kind of squirm and warp as bright colors and strange shapes take you guys over. And you guys can see one another fairly clearly, but you also see these kind of outlined, colorful shapes of one another here. Make me a mysticism check. Anybody that's got it?
Sure.
Zenny has no clue with a natural 2. You're not entirely sure what these colors, these shapes represent, but they all look fairly different from one another. There's a incredible bright icy blue with 3 shining points above her head, where Tuva is standing, holding on to maybe Devasho's hand and Echo's hand. And you see some other different colors and shapes around the other members of the council. Mirschmir has kind of like burnished orange gears over their head, and Haraskor golden letters and numbers spinning like aeon stones around her Shirin crown. The world begins to take less physical shape, and you start seeing people for like the energy, the heat, and maybe the emotions that they seem to be giving off. And after a minute, the crown of Hylax begins to glow brightly. Its light blanketing the entire temple, almost blinding you guys, but you can still see it perfectly inside this blinding light. And yeah, the forever reliquary, as the light touches it, just kind of begins to fall away, and the floor beneath you begins to disappear as well, just kind of swallowed up by the lightness. And the light shapes itself into thick, broad beams that seem to have a physical shape to them, and they envelop you as you get the feeling of vertigo, standing in nothingness, standing on a light beam, begin to travel along these beams at an impossible speed. And at the same time as you are traveling, Tuva disappears from your group, just falling away with the rest of the Forever Reliquary. And through the void, a darkness chases you, forming a spinning tunnel encompassing the light around it. And then all of a sudden, this magical effect disappears, and you guys are standing in the same circle, but now, in a moment, just kind of blinking to get your bearings. You can see you are in an impossibly large desert, a desert with no end, whose sky is the color of umbral shadows, out of focus and kind of shimmering on the edge of your vision. And you guys can look around you all to see each other fading away. Devasho, your shield crumpling into dust. Xenia, you fall in heaps, your wings shedding sand like an hourglass. And Sprouts, you seem to kind of morph into the ground next to Trest, who's blown away by the wind. And the only one that remains here is Echo 7 among the endless sands, the same from your visions and perhaps nightmares. and a voice in your ear that says, "To be continued."
What?
Ooh.
Bum bum bum.
Baby,
No,
baby. Oh,
I'm looking at the clock.
no.
This isn't right. We have more time.
We started
us more
at
time.
9 for the first time in forever.
Well, I'm sorry you guys beat the boss so quick. Stop critting. There you go.
I think this is the first time we've actually started on time in 3 years.
Started recording correct time, but yeah, we've got a good amount done because, believe it or not, that is the end of book 4 of Attack of the Swarm.
That is unbelievable.
Book rerolls are back, baby.
Everyone
What else
use theirs.
does that mean?
Oh, it means
Does
you're
it
level
mean-
9.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we just leveled up to level 8.
Yeah, it wasn't too long
It
ago.
was
If you guys,
not that long ago.
there's still time in this episode. You guys want to just level up in real time and talk things out?
I'm happy to hang around. And
I get a new fighting
I'm just
style.
leveling.
I'm just kidding. Well, we can talk about it now. We can talk about it next time, whatever you want. But is level 9 like big for anybody?
Yeah, Echo 7 gets a second fighting fighting style. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get another connection, so I need to decide what I want to do with that. So that'll be
2
fun.
words. Zenith Revelation.
Oh, baby. Not big at all, right? Those abilities.
Oh, those abilities are totally boring.
They're so ridiculous. One was like you just like can teleport anywhere, I think.
Alindra turned into a proton cloud. It saved
Yeah,
my life one time.
Yeah, dude.
Lindra just turned it into clouds, typical day in Starfinder.
It's pretty cool. I think that is
It's
talking about
garbage
wormholes,
for sprouts because they give you quick movement, and I took that like at level 3.
No.
I mean, I get plus 20 feet to that, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice little boost to mobility. But,
Yeah, I get that, and my trick attack goes up, but that's it for sprouts. Not a whole lot.
And I'm a level behind, so I'm just now operative level 8.
God, Sprouts is so teeny but moves so fast. Well, yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out and we'll get back into it. Because, geez Louise, believe it or not, next time we play episode 167, we're gonna be in book 5
Wow.
of Attack of the Swarm, and yeah, that's it for book 4 for the Forever Reliquary. Thanks so much, Kate Baker, Paizo, folks over there, for doing a great job. This one took you all over the place. It's maybe the most different of all 4 of the books that we've done so far. Guys, thanks so much for playing with me.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
Listeners, thanks for listening, and tune in next time as we jump back into the adventure. Good night, everybody. Have a good week.
Night.
See you next week. Oh, you thought it was over, but it's not, everyone. Thanks.
those were all lies. Those goodbyes were lies.
It was a different, we kind of hinted at this. It was a different indie music for the episode. So hopefully you stuck with us after you saw there's like 15 minutes left on the episode. We're not done as this time around. We're going to chat with the cast and players of Cosmic Crit about their level up to level 9 at the end of the episode. So we don't have to do it talking into book 5. So guys, you're level 9. Congratulations.
Ding, 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 ding.
Woo. Who wants to talk about
I'm loving it.
Well,
wants to
since
talk about
I have
level 9?
the least going on, I should probably start things off.
Yeah, so we talked about it, and this is a quieter level for your operatives, level 9.
Not a ton going on. So I guess I'm going to mention my feat that I took.
Level 9 feat.
I took Cosmic Truth.
Ooh.
So as a standard action, I can spend 1 RP to force one creature within 30 feet of me to attempt a will save. So it's a DC is 10 plus half your ranks in bluff plus your wisdom bonus. If it fails, it is confused for 1d4 rounds.
Oh my.
Once a creature has seen or heard me use this ability, it is immune to further uses of this ability for 24 hours. I thought that sounded something like a cool, like random.
Sounds like what's the Phoenix Wright? It's you're accusing someone. They're like, what?
Yeah, like some weird detective trick that like this one random detective would have, like just some like random trick up his sleeve. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to take it out too much because it costs an RP, but
it is language dependent, so
yeah,
you can't like make a dog question its own reality.
Unless I speak dog.
Did you get into the kibble treats?
So that's mostly what's going on for me. this level.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that you level 9 operatives get quick movement, but you had already taken it, so and you just get a little more of it, quicker movement. So what's your base speed right now?
My base speed is 50.
So you're not going to hang out on Echo 7's shoulders anymore.
Yeah. I was going to say the only reason this is a quiet level for you is because you just like ride around on somebody's shoulders the whole time.
Well,
anyway.
you know, if I wasn't a Raxolite, it might be a little bit different story. But because, yeah, I got a ride. I got a pretty sweet ride.
I mean, Scooter's got a scoot, right?
Yeah. Speaking of that ride, I think that ride should go next.
Ooh, he's calling you out, Drew.
Well, I will say that Echo 7 gets quite a bit at level 9. So not only do I get another primary fighting style technique, so I'm a bombard soldier, and the secondary or the next fight style technique, excuse me, so much stuff to talk about, is debilitating attack. So now I can spend an RP and add for anything that uses the explode special property or blast special property. So grenades, certain power weapons, and things like that. I can use as long as it hits, I can spend an RP to add a debilitating effect, whether it's blindness, deafness, flat-footedness, or off-targetness, based on that strength bonus. And there's a fort save to get rid of it, which is but you know, that's only the start of everything else, because I also got a secondary fighting style. And you may have noticed in the last couple of episodes that Echo 7 has been trying to get into melee range a little bit more often. That's because Echo 7's in power armor and has had an ability.
You're a big beefy boy.
Yeah, he's a big beefy boy, and he's had the ability to punch bad guys with his armor fist. Well, that secondary fighting style takes place here, and I've chosen Armor Storm. So Armor Storm is a fighting style that's all about utilizing armor for both offense and defense. And the first word that I'm missing, technique, armor, skilled style
bonus.
Technique. There it is. Is Hammer Fist, which is a special melee attack that I can punch bad guys even better than I could punch them before and get a couple of bonuses on that.
Sounds like a 80s Van Damme film.
Hammer Fist! Yes, Echo 7 will be doing squats. I have not decided on what voice to do when he's doing Hammer Fist. But it will probably.
Something tells me it's going to be Schwarzenegger.
It's not going to be Schwarzenegger, and I will say I got a certain letter in the mail today saying that I should not be made to feel bad about my Schwarzenegger impression. Thank you, Tyler's mom. I really appreciate that. But Hammer Fist is probably going to be Stallone if I can work out a Stallone impression.
Hammer Fist.
Hammer fist. That's also a Schwarzenegger impression.
I'm texting my mom. I'm texting my mom right now. Stop empowering Drew. You're ruining everything.
So not only is there now going to be 3 combatants on your guys' team, flat-footing enemies, but also now there's like 3 primary melee characters. Is that what you're saying, Drew?
I'm going to either hammer fist or hit him with the power weapon, depending on the situation. Because again, with so much flat-footedness, there's not a lot of hopefully, fingers crossed, attacks of opportunity going around, but just in case I do need to attack from range, I have also taken the feat Kip Up that I used a lot as Knack, which allows you to stand up from prone as a swift action, so that I could, if I am range, I can duck down and get a little bonus to AC, and then pop up when I need to as a swift action to move around and get better shots and things like that. So trying to play both sides of the field.
Yeah. It's also nice if you're up in combat range and someone knocks you down, you get right back up again and bunch them. All right. Who next wants to talk about their level 9 actions?
I can go. It's pretty. Are we all raising our hands at the same time?
I think at this point, everyone is equally excited.
So my level is a little bit more boring. I feel like Miles kind of downplayed level 9 because I'm only at level 8 operative because of my level, my dip into biohacker. So I only get an operative exploit and a feat, this level.
Yeah, operative exploits are exciting.
Honestly, though. I don't know if it was very more exciting because it was a bit of a tough decision because I wasn't super thrilled with any of the operative exploits that were available to me. So I went with enhanced senses, which means that I now have blind sense with a range of 60 feet.
Oh my.
I mean, maybe that'll come in handy. It seems like something that, in certain situations could be useful and most of the time does no good whatsoever. So
I like
see if that ever comes up.
I kind of like it because you primarily fly. And so I like this as a way to almost as Xenia's way to be like, something bad's about to happen. Whoosh, I'm out. I just don't.
Wait, are you accusing Xenia of just running away from every fight? I mean, where are you getting that?
No, running away, definitely not. Am I accusing her of always trying to position herself to be as far away from danger as possible? Yes, but that's smart.
Yes.
I mean, that's not cowardly.
Ranged character who did the same thing. I cannot fault Xenia. I will fault Xenia for running away. But for being ranged, I will 100% not fault her for because Rainy
it's more like
always
stepping away
from the battle.
Yeah.
Like stepping away.
Stealth is the name of the game for Xenia. So, I mean, whatever gets her in the shadows. And this is just another layer of shadows.
In Aliens, when the aliens were attacking the Marines and Ripley and Burke just kind of tried to run off into the bathroom.
Ripley just floated away. Just quietly floated away out of range of the aliens. That's great.
Rebecca, I should ask.
So anyway,
how would you describe said blind sense coming to be for your character? Do you think this is something a technological bonus to her operative class, or do you think it's like her trained innate strict senses of sight, or like a trest, a vibration sense?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that it's a natural evolution, if you will, of dark sense. Dark vision. Sorry, dark vision is a racial trait for Strix to begin with, and I think especially observing not only Tress but also these swarm that she's been fighting, and the way that they're able to kind of have a super sense about them. Like maybe she gleans something from that and kind of enhances her own senses as a result, just through observation.
Typically, it's tied to something besides visual acuity, since it is called blind sense. Some of the options given in the core rulebook for it are emotion, life, scent, sound, thought, and vibration. So if you are a mystic that gained this ability, maybe you can sense life, blind sense life. But do you think you would go with a sound or a vibration or sense even maybe? Not
you
that
have wings, right? Maybe it's like your feather's ability to sense the changes in currents around you.
Air currents.
Yeah, I was thinking like airwaves,
that would be vibration.
Yeah.
Yes, they're we want to clarify this in case there is anything that would ever take away this ability.
That's just like coming up in the next episode.
About it yet. Having deafened or what have you. So there's always the chance that you could have this sense knocked out. But
no, I think her feathers are just super sensitive. They can feel very tiny vibrations in the air.
I bet that's something
from
else.
A variety of things.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine probably the thing that would make that would not work would be a vacuum or something. If there's just no air around, it would be hard to detect. If you were touching the ground, you could feel vibrations on the ground. But
yeah,
awesome, super possum. Who's next?
I'll go.
Tyler.
Mine's pretty simple. Level 9 is fun for Solarians because you get an additional Zenith Revelation. So Zenith Revelations are big abilities that you get at level 1. And the two you get at level 1 are the infamous Solar Blowy Uppy and then the Graviton one, which shall not be named because it shall never be useful.
It's turn 3. It's Solar Blowy Uppy time.
It's Solar Blowy Uppy time.
Remember season 1 when we said that every episode? It's
every episode.
What about these level 9?
So level 9 is the first time that you as a player get to pick one of these Zenith Revelation big whoop-de-doos. In the history of the podcast, we've seen, I think, 2 other Zenith Revelations. One was from an enemy, Time Dilation, which happened when we were on Istamak. And the other one was Alindra's very own Particle Transformation. So I didn't want to choose either of those because I wanted to be special. So I chose a different one. And although I am forgetting the name of it, essentially what it allows me to do is it allows me to make a full attack as a standard action, and every ally within, I think, 30 feet of me gains haste. So this is great because Devasha's a really big individual, and positioning him on maps can be very difficult. As we have learned, Starfinder is kind of very medium creature centric sometimes, and then sometimes it's very large creature nice. But getting him where he needs to be, I oftentimes am not allowed. I can't make full attacks, or it's not in my best interest to make full attacks because I need to move and get into the best position I can to take advantage of reach, try to give other people flanking, so on and so forth. This is very nice because it allows me a lot of momentum to then go right into a full attack. And it also gives, if Trest is nearby, or Zinnia or Echo, it gives them a chance to also reposition themselves. More movement is always good. Sprouts doesn't need the movement. Maybe I won't even include him in the area of effect.
Right. Good Lord, Sprouts would move so much.
Sprouts would go to the ship and get back and
right. He just runs to the 7-Eleven, grabs a burger, comes back. He's like the Flash.
The revelation you've taken is called Solar Acceleration. Yes, and it gives everyone, including yourself, and up to 6 allies.
So
30
I
feet.
Just cut Sprout right out. That's awesome.
Haste for 1 minute.
Yes. So it's quite nice, essentially, and especially because now to use Zenith Revelation, you have to have 3 points in any photon or graviton attunement. So I will it'll always be round 3 of combat when I can use this, which is nice actually, because at first I thought maybe of not taking this because I'm like, by round 3 we're usually kind of set, like everybody's kind of in the position they want to be in. But in Starfinder, I feel like if you are getting further and further into the rounds, that's, you know, a boss battle or something where having that extra momentum could mean getting to a downed ally or getting behind some cover that you need to. So I think it's probably not going to be very useful in your standard fights, but in the harder CRs, boss battles, I think we could see this be, really important.
Joel's question.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm hasted as an operative, can I use my trick attack and attack and then move?
It allows you to make a move action before making a full attack.
But it has to be before.
Yeah, you can take a separate move action in order to move during a full attack. So I think that would just be you can move twice with that trick attack.
But it has to be before.
No, it says before, after, or between the attacks from the full attack. So
Right. So, so is that considered a full attack though?
is what considered a full attack?
Trick attack. Yes.
I don't
Trick attack is a full attack. Yeah.
I know it's a full action. Is it a full attack?
I would ask the same thing for something like heavy fire, which is.
Let's take a look. This is what it's all about,
sure it's-
people.
Yeah. Full attack action. Does that sound right?
As a full action, you can move up to your speed. Whether or not you moved, you can then make an attack.
But
Ooh,
if pace
that might be the
rules
difference.
is you can do a move and a full attack or full action.
Full attack is what haste says, right? So a little different from a full action. So it's not like you can move.
But you could move and then triple attack, for example.
That's a good example. Yes.
And if I could do a full attack and move, could I do a heavy fire and a normal attack, or would it be?
Well, let's look at heavy fire.
I think heavy fire might be this.
You can use your physical power to steady your weapon as a full action, not a full attack, it says.
Yeah.
So I think that would fall under the same.
Yeah.
So it's not so useful for Drew or Rebecca, but for Trest and I.
However,
It can be
punch.
Yeah, so I mean, yes, being able to
haste also just like increases your move speed generally.
Yes.
So I mean, for Rebecca or Miles, they just get plus 30 to their move speed, which
that's shabby.
Not nothing. Yeah, that's important.
Yes.
Miles is running like 160 feet.
Right.
Yeah.
Just scampers off the battlefield.
Yeah, but this is 3 rounds into combat, so
True.
unless we're running away.
I mean,
It's a massive battlefield.
Three rounds is usually the time where you figure out we need to run. It's like,
perfect timing.
Patrick didn't realize how unbalanced his encounter was. Get out of here.
Can you imagine a Solarian being like, I will unlock my ultimate ability to run away?
Let's that'll be a good use of it. Let's move on and talk finally to Jabert and about Trest.
Oh, not much. My Solarian weapon increases by a D6. My weapon focus increases by +1.
Oh no.
And I get access to a new connection ability. And I'm using the out of the comms, the new option, the new epiphany that lets you select a secondary connection. And I am indeed selecting the healing connection.
Uh-huh.
Someday we'll find it. Healing connection.
Classic.
A little time spending on the temple to Hylax, and
Exactly. Yeah,
you're ready to embrace the healing.
That's right. I've learned to embrace the lessons that I've learned as a young bugling in the faith of Hylax.
A second connection, do you get those additional connection spells, or is it like one or the other between your warpath?
So you do not get the skills or the spells. You only get the new connection ability.
Oh, okay. But do you get up to what your level would be in that connection?
Yes. Yeah. So
so you get a bunch right away.
Yeah, right. So, no, sorry. You just get the first level ability, but it's like if it's level dependent, it acts as though it's your full level. So when I get the healing channel here, as a move action, I can heal myself. As a standard action, I can heal an ally that I touch. As a full action, I can heal all allies within 30 feet, and it is 10d8 of healing.
Oh boy,
And
that's a good little panic button. Like we're getting swamped here. Everyone get healed.
Yeah, it doesn't automatically add extra spells to my repertoire, but it is a nice new ability. And to go with that, I am picking up extra resolve.
Yes.
So I've got an extra 2 resolve to play with. So now I've got 10 total. So I can spend those a little more liberally, and hopefully keep my people out of HP damage.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, so that is level 9 for your guys' characters, and I'm glad you've gotten some boons here because you're gonna need them in book 5, which is starting next week.
Guys, Patrick tricked us. Oh no.
As your characters get stronger, so too the challenges. You'll never catch up. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the script bit. I'm glad we got to add this on a little bit to the end. Although we're recording this on another day, so you had like a full week to make these character enhancements. Guys, thanks so much for playing with me, and listeners, thanks for listening.
Woohoo!
This is the actual end of the episode. Bye!
Yay! No, for real, I'll see you next week.
Our true ending has come.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Cosmic Crit. This episode has been made possible through a sponsorship with Roll20 and the backing of our Critamanda fans on Patreon. Thanks again and have a great week.